my name is Crystal Bella and I ran a poll on Twitter asking what you wanted today's video to be, and you chose the topic of driving. I am dyspraxic myself, which is a neurological disorder which affects planning ahead and coordination, and I've been driving for a year and a half now. I passed first time with 3 minors, which was incredibly lucky. I know that not many people with neurological disorders have the ability to say that they've done that, to pass first time. If you don't pass first time, it's fine. Most people don't. It's just one of those things. First thing I want to share with you in terms of tips for driving is to be as calm as possible. I know that this is so much easier said than done, but you'll be surprised how much of a difference that makes. A lot of people before their driving test will work themselves up. Best thing to do before you have a driving lesson is to relax, listen to some music, have a snack, have a drink, so that you're not hungry when you're out, so there's less things to think about, you're hydrated, and you've had some time to kind of stress out with some music. The second thing, which is something someone told me that I used to work with, in terms of gear changes, this was an absolute game changer for me. Okay? And this girl basically said to me, your gear change is dependent on your speed up to a certain point. Okay, obviously every car is different and you'll hopefully eventually start to feel what that car needs. But basically you want to be in first gear when you're taking off from standstill. You then want to move into second gear when you reach around 20 miles per hour, third gear when you reach around 30, and then fourth gear when you reach around 40. Now, sometimes when you're in third gear for quite a while and you're going around 30 miles per hour, then would be a good time to change to gear 4 because it just helps with petrol and the car kind of tends to like it a bit more. And then, of course, when you reach 50, you then want to go to gear number 5. Some cars have a 6th gear. You want to do that, I guess, if you're going kind of between 60, 70. I've never driven a car that has 6 gears, so I wouldn't know the answer to that one. But that was a massive game changer for me, which is why I want to share that with you, because it blew my mind. Third thing I want to share with you. Now this is very dependent on the person, but for me, listening to music is an absolute must. Because I am neurologically challenged, I have to focus out as many of my senses as possible so that I can focus on the task at hand, and I found that music helps me stay relaxed. For me, music is a big part of everything I do, so music to stay relaxed. Fourth thing would be to never underestimate the use of mirrors. A lot of people say that once you start driving properly, after having passed your test, you never really use your mirrors that much. That's quite a bit of a white lie. I know for me, I use my mirrors all the time, always making sure that every now and again you're checking your central rear mirror, just so that you know who's behind you. At least then you know kind of what's coming up, and it just means if someone's about to overtake you or there's a bike coming up, if you're going quite slow, then you can see that. Number 5. This one I use so much, and trust me, it can save lives. So when you're driving, make sure that you're not just looking at the first car in front of you. Make sure that you're also paying some attention to the car in front of that one. Now, obviously focusing on 2 different things can be quite difficult, and this does come with practice. Okay, you're not going to pick it up straight away. You tend to kind of understand car language, but like people, body language. You kind of get to pick things up like that. But being able to see the car in front, you can anticipate then what the car in front of you is going to do. Like I said, it takes practice to be able to look 2 cars ahead as opposed to just one. But it's a life changer massively, which is something you'll need to look out for in your theory anyway, so it's definitely worth taking practice. Number 6. This one's going to seem a little weird. People used to laugh at me when I said that I did it, but practice when you're not driving. And by that, I mean if you're kind of sat on the sofa or lying down in bed just before you're going to go to sleep, practice what you do with your feet. That clutch control, changing gears, and kind of visualize it in your head what the situation is. I did that and it grew my confidence so much. I used to always have issues with gear changes. I would, take my foot off the clutch too soon, too late, and the car would be making all sorts of noises. And when I started doing that, it made such a huge improvement on my driving. Highly recommend it. If any of you have any tips that you would like to share with other people, whether you're neurological or not, please do put them in the comments down below. People are always asking me about this topic, so your experience and your tips will be massively appreciated, not just by myself, but other viewers as well. I hope this video was useful in some way. Don't forget to leave a comment, thumbs up the video if you like it, and subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button so that you're reminded every time I uploaded a video. Bye bye, bye bye, bye.